Welcome to GoRaidersLive.com and LiveTicket.tv as we open the 2025-26 Raider basketball season. The girls will open on this Monday night versus the Douglas Patriots. They will then go on a weekend trip to Pier in Aberdeen, and we will bring you that same weekend the home opening games for the Raider boys under new direction, first-year head coach Brandon Yellowrobe. But tonight, Coach Adam Dannenbring and the Raiders girls basketball team will look to take the first step in, their trek and their mission and goal to get into another state tournament, which would, increase their streak there. This season, we have a special treat and a very welcome guest, and Greg Schumacher. Greg is a former high school official for football and basketball, worked several high school contests at different levels. He's still serving the Black Hills Sports Officials Association and also still serving the South Dakota High School Activities Association as an evaluator and helps with the signing of officials here in our area. So, Greg, welcome aboard. It's great to have you. Why don't you give us a rundown of what officiating looks like, not only for basketball, but for the fall sports, so our viewers kind of know what the barometer is out there during this, crisis of official shortage.
Thanks, Coach, for inviting me to be part of this game tonight and this season. Officiating across the state is in dire need of more established and just, I guess, some people that are willing to give back to the sport and to the kids across the state. If we look at football, in years past, high school football would only happen on Friday nights. Now you're starting to see it on Thursday nights and Saturdays because we don't have enough officials to cover the games. And if we look at the number of officials that we have in football, we have around 491. If we look at the officials that we have across the state in basketball, we have a few more, like around 580, but we need people to give back, and we need people to come out and get into the game. There are many different ways that can happen. Certainly, if somebody's interested that's listening tonight, post it in the chat in this, or get a hold of anyone that is in the game. They can get you in touch with one of the officials to get you into what you're looking at.
Certainly Mr. Karn or the Stevens Activities Office would be another way that many of our viewers might be able to connect if they're interested, certainly. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
You bet. As we look at officiating across the state here in the Black Hills area, our goal in the association is to train, retain, and educate our officials. And so even if you don't have any idea what you need to do on the floor or on the court or field, we have officials that will mentor you and get you to where you need to be so that you can become an official and give back to the sport that you so much admire. And that's what all of us that are, as officials, have done. And it's one of those things that you form lifelong friendships from the people that you work with, coaches you referee, even the kids. There'll be kids that will come up to me. I know their face, but I can't remember their names because they're much older than when I reffed them when they were on the court. But they continue to come back and say, hey, remember that game? And more than likely you do. So I just urge every one of you that are interested don't be afraid. We don't try to throw you to the wolves right away, but we do help you to understand and learn how to do the best job you can do on the court.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of people, me included, for certain sports, it's scary. And to think about it's scary, especially, these people that are interested are coming to highly competitive games, and they're seeing some of the things that happen as people are passionate about the sport, is the verbiage we'll use tonight. It does seem overwhelming, but as I learn more about your organization, the mentorship, the support, the networking, the training available, you're not alone. And I think that's a huge thing for people that are like, I could do that, but why would I want to put myself into that? And talking to you and other veteran officials, it seems like, yeah, it can be a thankless job, but it's really fulfilling when you're working at it and giving it your all, just like anybody's profession and career. So again, if you're interested, you can go on to the SDHSAA website, just sdhsaa.com, and you can look at the officials tab, or you can contact your local high school's activity office and say, hey, how do I get going in this officials gig? And they'll certainly help you. Now, Greg, share a little bit about volleyball. I know we were able to speak with Tanya Nelson, a local volleyball official. Give us a little update on the volleyball situation.
I think with the volleyball, they're in the same situation as every other sport. We're always looking for officials. They have enough officials to cover games, but it's getting tough. Without the officials, games can't happen. So just get out there if it's something that you'd be interested in, and you don't even have to put the shirt on. Just get out there with an official and have them explain things to you while you're watching a game, and see if it might be right for you.
Yeah, and in volleyball, we need lines people as well. So it's not like it's just, oh man, I got to know all the rules for volleyball. I like it, but I can't put that much into it. There's the line judging, which is a difficult job. It's a hard job, but it's way less mechanical than being an up official or a down official. And Tanya Nelson is just one of the area officials that's been solid, just epitome of a professional. She was a 2024 volleyball official of the year, and this is a message on behalf of all officials she would like to send out to all of the employers that employ staff that are also high school officials. We really, all of us have jobs, day jobs, and we really appreciate employers that are supportive of the officials that work for them and accommodate some of the tough schedules during our sports season. It's a gift to the youth in our communities when businesses support high school sports and also support the officials that make the games fair and safe for all the athletes. So on behalf of Tanya Nelson and all of the officials, really thank you to all the businesses and employers of these people that have decided to give their time to officiating and arrange their schedules and take time from their families as well to do that. And it definitely is appreciated, and couldn't have been better articulated than what Tanya did there for us tonight, Greg.
Absolutely.
Greg, you made a comment and an observation just on your point of, sometimes it gets tight for officials. You kind of noticed something about the sub-varsity official lineup, one of the officials in particular. Can you kind of share with us what you caught out of it with your experience?
Yeah, I'm walking into the gym, I'm thinking I'm going to be an hour early, and I see one of the varsity officials on the court. My heart stopped for a second, and I'm like, am I late? We have varsity officials sometimes filling in to be able to get 3 officials on the JV games, just to have quality officiating at every level, and that's so important because this game has gotten so much faster and more physical over the years. It's different than when I played 100 years ago. So, we do this because we love it. We're not doing it for the money. The $85 or whatever it is now for the game is not the reason that we step on the court. It's for all the coaches and the players that have given everything in the off season for the beginning of the season tonight to start their trek down that state tournament path. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to just add and remind myself, because I'm a human being, I make mistakes. Well, so are all these officials. They're your neighbor, they're your insurance guy, there are a lot of things out there in our community, and they're humans. So, are they going to be right and perfect? No. Do we want them to be when it's our child or our team or our school that are, part of it? Yeah, but, let's put ourselves in their shoes. And when I do, especially for basketball, it reminds me that, sometimes it's best just for me to maybe keep some of my opinions to myself or articulate them in a way that is very objective as opposed to subjective. And I know that's hard, but this game and this educational environment and educational activities is really about the growth of these scholar athletes that we're watching warm up here tonight on the floor. And I think when we step back and all remember that and just kind of step back, we're all invested, some over-invested, because we want what's best. We want their dreams to come through. We want everyone to experience that, but that's why it's called competition and you play the game, and that's why we have to trust that the guys in the stripes are coming to try to keep this safe and fair so that these scholar athletes can have a good experience. And again, is it perfect? Have there been some big blunders? Yep. And you know what? That's life. That happens every day no matter what you do. So just my little 2 cents there. I'll stop because we have some other things that we want to cover here. In talking to that official that is going to cover the varsity game as well, I asked about the rule changes for this year and points of emphasis. So, Greg, if you want to take us through those real quick before we start lineups, we got about a minute, so I'll let you cover that.
Yeah, so the main rule change this year is there's no closely guarded count in the front court when you're not dribbling, which is similar to college. So essentially one person can dribble for 35 seconds if they wanted and being closely guarded. That is not a violation. Now once they stop and they're within the defenders within 6 feet, then that count does start, and then that could be a violation. But that's the main rule change. The points of emphasis this year are going to be bench decorum. The coach kind of controls that. And if we could keep the coach and the players controlled, usually the fans are controlled as well. So that's one. Traveling is another one. And post play. If there's arm bars or if there's a lot of pushing going down underneath the basket, those are things that are going to be looked at quite heavily throughout the season.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to turn it over to public address announcer Jason Hafner as we welcome you to GoRaidersLive.com and to tonight's Class AA Girls Basketball Contest featuring the visiting Douglas Patriots and the host, Rapid City Stevens Raiders, brought to you subscription free on GoRaidersLive.com, LiveTicket.tv, and you can also follow us on YouTube, Stevens Raiders channel.
Fair play and sportsmanship is vital to this game's success. We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team during tonight's game, but at the same time, please demonstrate the respect you would like to be shown as visitors on their campus. Unruly, threatening, or obscene behavior will not be condoned in tonight's game. Thank you in advance for your cooperation and support. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
And now we will stand for the national anthem, which will be performed by the Stevens Raider Pep Band under the direction of George Dragoo and Jordan Seidel. Our national anthem will be coming soon.
veterans and active duty military not in uniform may salute the flag. Please join in singing along as the Stevens High School Pep Band, under the direction of George Dragoo and Jordan Seidel, performs our national anthem.
Well, Greg, I really can't think of a better way to start it off than having the Stevens Raiders Pep Band here to get some energy into Carroll Higher. They always do a great job, and both of us have had the privilege of being in some environments where the band was rocking, and the Carroll Higher has been pretty exciting. So it's great that they show up for the girls' home opener.
Yep, absolutely. It's always welcome to see the high school band show up at gyms, and even for officials, we love when bands show up because we know it's going to be a hopping gym. So, yeah, it's great.
So starting for the Patriots is going to be a senior 5'8" guard forward, number 1, Taryn Schroyer. Also starting for the Patriots at guard is another senior, number 5'4", Emma Blazier. At another guard, 5'5", senior, number 10, Ramsey Johnson. At another guard forward, a sophomore, number 14, Kalani St. Andre. And in the post for the Patriots, a junior, number 41, 5'11", Riley LaJoy. And for your Raiders, starting off tonight, is number 2, senior guard, 5'9", Hayden Thornton. Transferred and played with the Raiders last year, junior year, and coming on and looking to have another solid contribution for the Raiders. Also starting was a junior last year, a 5'7", senior guard, number 5, Mackenzie Mack Schreiber, is one of a trio of Raiders that signed recently with Mount Marty. So the Lancers are going to get 3 Raiders that are good players. Also starting at point guard tonight, a 5'5", senior guard, number 11, Finley Love, who recently signed with the Augustana University in Sioux Falls. She's going to be a Viking next year. We will look for Finley to run the offense and to once again bring her discipline, textbook guarding on the ball that just is so fun to watch. That discipline and how hard she works at it. Just, I can't get enough of it. Also starting is senior number 22, Jessa Griswold, a 5'8" guard. And rounding out the starting lineup will be number 23, Hallie Peterson, a 5'9" senior forward. She's also going to be at Mount Marty, as well as Jessa, and Max Schreiber. The Raiders with the tip and come out. The front court will be Thornton. She'll take it to the near side on your screen, left side here. She's on the letters, and she'll look to set it up. She looks for Schreiber, comes back out to Griswold. Griswold thinks about it. Love, back over to Max Schreiber. She tries to go on the dribble. Love for three. Good! Finley Love opens a Raiders season with a 3-ball. Great sign for the Raiders. If she can get hot from the perimeter and play that tough defense, watch out. Douglas does a nice job of breaking the pressure there. And now they're going to steal it. Thornton to Schreiber. They were trying to go into LaJoy, and a layup that comes up short for Peterson. Tough angle. She got caught underneath. Douglas player went down, hit her wrist, I think. Good job by the official there, Greg, to stop that. What do you look for there? Maybe he went out of bounds, and he didn't call a whistle on the injury. She's staying in. So
he had a foul there. And honestly, what we look for as officials is each of us has a special area we're watching. We're in a triangle typically, and so that's one of the areas that
Love for three, just off.
That we kind of continue to hammer on is just make sure that we're looking at the right spot.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I was watching the injury, and so I'm glad you're here watching the officials because I didn't see a mechanic and really didn't even hear a whistle. It's a nice little crowd here on a Monday. Usually these games are on Tuesdays or the weekend, but a Monday to get things going before they both have weekend games. Again, if Douglas breaks the press this time, they had turnovers the two previous times. That'll be Blazier. Tries to go down low. A pass from Harris now in to Johnson, stolen by the Raiders, and we're going to have a little cross. No, thought it was a little crossover, but took a extra step there, and the travel will be called on the Raiders. So they'll turn the ball over. 2 turnovers for the Patriots, 1 for the Raiders on the travel. That'll stay right there. And that's Johnson that'll inbound for the Patriots. Raiders will match up, and coming in will be Haley Falcon in for Jessa Griswold. Haley comes in off of her campaign as a sophomore, who came in and contributed nice minutes, especially when the Raiders needed some outside shooting, needed an outside shooting threat to open things up, and she had an amazing year from the three-point line. I believe she was 43% shooting from 3 last year for the Raiders. For the Patriots now, that Harris will work the ball inside. Nice attempt there by the Patriots, but it falls short in the air ball. Schreiber looks the fake pass, goes with the left-handed layup and in. A deuce for Schreiber. Raiders lead 5-0. Good press break there by Blazier. Kicks it over. Schroyer, floater, not there. And Love will get the rebound, and she'll one-hand pass. Had Thornton on the run, but nice job of stepping in the lane there with Schroyer. She recovered on defense nicely. Harris. She'll be on the logo now, moves to the bottom. And a little step through and but she gets her own rebound. 13 on the shot clock, goes in short. Mackenzie Schreiber, the senior, number 5, with the rebound to Love. Love quickly over to Thornton. Thornton thinks about it, pauses, goes up, left hand, a little bump, but no call. Greg, on that one, just looked like that floater was there, just maybe floated a little too far away. She tried to get it up on the glass. Good attempt there. Good look.
For sure.
As she faked the 3 and tried to take the drive. So Raiders trying to go for the best shot here. Johnson on the outside. She tries to get it down low into Harris. It's knocked out of bounds off of the Raiders. Now coming in is 8th grader who played a lot of minutes as a 7th grader for the Varsity, and that's number 34, 8th grader Marley Seyu Manutafa in for the Raiders now. And Falcon with the good denial of the inbound pass. Could we have a 5 here? Got to be close, but no, they get it off. And a 3, it's short. Love is right there. She's going to kick the ball up to Falcon. The bounce pass was just a little short, and the Patriots are able to recover. Top of the key, let it fly. Oh, just off. Good look from Harris off the bounce. Peterson comes down. Stops in the paint, kicks it out to Falcon for 3. She'll continue that great percentage for the Raiders as they lead 8-0 on 2 threes and a steal and a great touch pass from Thornton to Love for 2. She took a bump in the lip, but just a great reaction there, Greg, as she just tipped that ball right over for an easy basket for the Raiders, and they'll lead 10-0. And we will be right back as the Patriots take a timeout. You're following Raider basketball on GoRaidersLive.com.
Who scored that last one?
It's time for trucks, and we have the trucks you want at Denny Menno Toyota. Choose from over 60 new trucks on the ground and on the way. For a limited time, get 2.99% APR financing for up to 72 months on every new 2026 Toyota Tundra. That's 2.99% financing for 6 full years. Or get 3.99% APR for up to 72 months on every new 25 Toyota Tacoma. See us for trucks at Denny Menno Toyota or DennyMennoToyota.com.
Welcome back to the Denny Menholt Auto Group of Rapid City Press Box.
We're back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium as one of the things Coach Dannenbring said about the Raider defense with, their lack of a lot of size but good length and athleticism, a lot of that 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". It's a full court man-to-man, and they're really applying, and you can see the length there of Thornton when she tapped that ball and then just tapped it over. And another steal. Peterson now will take it to the rack. She kicks it out. Falcon again, just off. But a rebound there by Peterson. Man, is she working hard in the paint. Out to Love. Thornton. Hayden with the dribble, little through the legs. Sayumano Tafa is going to go to the hole. No call. There was some... And it's going to be out of bounds on the Raiders. Raider bench thought there was some contact, but I know the whole, buzzword is if they are in their defensive area, if they're in a legal guarding position, even if there's a bump or two, it doesn't mean it's a foul.
Not necessarily. A contact can happen. Doesn't mean that there has to be a foul.
Either way, a charge or
absolutely.
A block. Yep.
We had bodies on the floor. We just need to know how they get there.
Harris with the 3. Good! Olivia Harris, the senior guard, number 24, gets the Patriots on the board. Schreiber, Thornton, short. Schreiber keeps it alive, but out of bounds. And it'll be Patriot ball, but the Raiders are okay with that because they're just going to set up this press.
It's been pretty effective so far.
And Greg, when we get a minute, you'll have to also explain the new rule change about, if something happens within the three-point line where the ball's taken and if it's outside where the ball's taken. That is another turnover off of the press. The Patriots, Johnson, had an open player, tried to go over the top and just went too high. And now it'll be turned over to the Raiders. Seyu Manatafa will be inbounding the ball to Hayden Thornton. The senior, number 2, will handle the point responsibility as Finley Love, coach said, would be a little limited because she's got a little bit of a foot injury. Thornton for 3. This one just short again. Sayumanatafa's in there, but they're going to call a foul where she pushed into the Douglas Patriot in her effort to get the rebound. That'll be the first team foul on the Raiders and also Marley's first. Or third. Short, but the rebound and also put up by Griswold high off the glass, but it rims off. So the Raiders, as they come out, they're defensive there, but they've couldn't convert on a couple easy ones in there. That time they lost track of Schroyer, and she'll get an easy 2 as the Patriots beat the press. And that time Griswold runs into LaJoy, no call there. Little contact. And the Raiders now lead by 5 as the Patriots are mounting a little comeback here. Sayumana with good hands. Griswold gets bumped again, but she gets it to Thornton. Thornton will see if she tries to go baseline. She doesn't. Falcon, quick 3, good! Two for 3 for Falcon with the 3 ball. 13-5 Raiders. Harris will drive. Sayumana a great job. Help by Falcon. Has to get it over to LaJoy. LaJoy puts one up and good. Little 14-foot jumper there. Nice job by LaJoy to get that one. Off the bounce is Schreiber. She tries to get it to Falcon. She does. Falcon will drive it in. She'll toss it to the basket and wait for Sayumana to be in perfect position. She'll take it back up strong and foul by LaJoy. And she'll go to the line for 2. She also looked like she might have taken a little shot to the face as the officials taking a look, and we might have blood here. That's probably what they're looking at there as they're bringing her off to get cleaned up based on how she was.
Yep, that's exactly right. Looks like they saw some blood on her uniform, so they're probably going to have to sub for a shooter unless they can get her in here in 20 seconds.
For the Raiders, number 11, Finley Love.
Finley Love comes in, and they're doing a substitute anyway, and it looks like it's maybe an official's timeout, or is the Raiders going to take a timeout? Let's see what the mechanic is at the table. I haven't seen a motion for a 30 or a full, or if it's an official. Did you catch it, Greg?
No, and I'm looking to see. I didn't see how it was reported at the table to see what was going on.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any at this point timeouts were running. There's no clock for a timeout, so I'm going to assume it's going to be an official's timeout due to the
blood on the floor.
The blood, and,
yes.
and the blood on the floor has to get cleaned. And I don't know if they're waiting for the trainer. They usually have a blood kit out there, but that must be what the situation is. First game of the year, sometimes you don't have that kit ready to go.
That's right. Everybody's a little rusty.
As the official runs to the trainer to say, come and clean this up.
Right.
And also it looks like a score clock, the scorebook, the scorekeeper or the scorebook with the stripes comes out too and says, hey, we need to make sure we're safe here. We'll be right back after this 30 to continue this one.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
All right, we are back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium. Still working on the floor a little bit for safety. I want to shout out to the production crew today. We have Jacob and Adley helping us out. Adley on the camera, Jacob on production. Jacob, if we make another three-pointer, can we get an instant replay on that? So hopefully we can get an instant replay on our next three or next good play. Jacob, Adley have undergone some training, and so we really thank our sponsors and our viewers for supporting this, not only as a platform to bring you Raider athletics, but as a way to serve as a classroom for these Stevens students interested in media production, and gives them a part-time job. First one's missed by Peterson. She's shooting for Seyu Manutafa. who's gone back to the training room. And the second one is also off. And Schreiber will go up and push into the Patriots. That was Harris, who had good position and drew the foul. Raiders set up the press. Johnson will take it out for the Patriots to Blazier. She stopped her dribble. She tries to go straight to Harris. Knocked away by Peterson, but corralled by number 25, Ashlyn Blasius for the Patriots, a 5'4 junior. Harris, she's got the bulk of the ball handling. Down low to Johnson. Johnson spins. No travel, no 3 seconds. Long one for Harris. Nope, they're going to call 3 seconds, I believe, as after the pass, Taryn Schroyer stayed in there. Correct, Greg?
Correct. I was just chuckling at there's a new mechanic for 3 second signal, and one of our veteran officials, Bo Garcia, couldn't remember the new one. He used the old one. It's kind of funny to chuckle.
Well, it's their first game back after a long hiatus as well. Haley Falcon, really nice job there after a couple threes. You know, just good fundamentally to fake a shot and take it to the rack, and she'll get fouled and go to the line. So great for the Raiders to see the junior guard put a little diversity in her offensive game. First one up, and just a good, consistent stroke from Haley Falcon. Her second throw is off, and Harris will collect the rebound for the Patriots. She's had a nice game thus far with 30 seconds to go in the first. Blazier now will try to dribble it up to Harris, and stole by Peterson. Peterson on the left side goes up left-handed, soft off the glass for two. Hallie Peterson, senior, off the defense, and it's still by Schreiber with 12 seconds to go. She's going to get fouled. She was going to try to kick it back out to Peterson. And so a big turnover with about 13 ticks on the clock. So the Raiders will have a lot of time for a nice set piece here. They'll have time to screen and a catch and a pass even on this one with 10.2. Falcon will put it in. She looks for Love. Love kicks it out to Thornton. Thornton is going to look for a double screen. Falcon kicks it. Good! She took a wheel route the long way off the inbound onto the opposite area near the Well, Greg, what did you see in that first quarter from both teams?
You know, it looks like Raiders are doing their game plan and just attacking Douglas. Douglas is having some hard times getting across the half-court line, and it's due to the Raiders' pressure on that full-court press. Yeah,
you know, and Patriots were down by 10 and then came back, you know, to keep it in there. Then the Raiders again went on a flurry of defensive pressure and turnovers, and the Raiders weren't able to convert on all of the layups or free throws, but enough of them to extend the lead. And also, you know, it's starting to show that, you know, the depth of the Raiders bench has been solid. I mean, we haven't got to see the eighth grader a lot, Seyu Manutafa, because she went out with the blood, but Haley Falcon's come in and did a nice job, and the other players done that. So they've gone 7 strong so far here tonight, and keeping fresh legs and when you're this much pressure is huge.
Absolutely.
Oh, a nice little crossover by Love. She takes Blasius off the dribble, and she'll get fouled, and I believe she'll go to the line here, as that'll be the first team foul for the Patriots this quarter, and Love will go to the line.
Love at the line for 2.
And this time she makes her first. As she did last time and missed the second. Finley again. Augustana commit. Oh, good. She's got it down now. Shook the rust off, Greg, and those two strokes look good. We're going to have a foul there. Falcon got just a little too aggressive, maybe a little out of position on that one. Easy call, but again, the Raiders are like, hey, you still got to get it by us.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of bodies and a lot of fouls as each team has one here. And this time Falcon does a better job of keeping space, but doesn't allow Blasius to get through. And another steal, kick out, Schreiber! Just off, double rim kiss. And the Raider pressure, even LaJoy there wasn't committed on that pass. And now a good job by Johnson to dribble and beat the pressure. Good switch defense there between Falcon and Schreiber. Good communication. Johnson tries to take the baseline. Falcon again, just a little late getting to the spot. And she'll pick up her second, I believe. And I don't know if that'll get her a break. It will. And Seyu Manatafa will come back in, and we've got more blood here on the floor. And we should have the kit ready to go. And it looks like, once again, we're going to try to get the trainer or on there. So as we have another blood cleanup, we'll be right back. You're following Raider Girls Basketball on GoRaidersLive.com after this 30.
Pests don't wait, and neither should you. At Olson's Pest Technicians, we've been protecting homes and businesses for over 55 years. From bats and attics to rodents and walls, ants in kitchens, stubborn bedbug infestations, even swarms of mosquitoes. We've seen it all, and we handle it all. With expert technicians, ethical treatments, and service across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, you can count on Olson's to get the job done right. Contact us today at Olson's Pest Technicians. Family owned, community trusted.
Welcome back to
We're back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium as the officials spotted a few more little spots. Raiders now 21-7. Scoring's been spread out between Peterson, Love, Falcon, and Schreiber so far, with Thornton with a near miss on 3-ball and inside, as well as Griswold, who had the shot that was high up the glass, just rimmed out. So all the Raiders having an attempt. Seyu Manutafa would have had an attempt at the free throw line, but of course the blood injury and stoppage is what kept her from having that opportunity. And I gotta say, Greg, the floor that was repainted and refinished a couple of years ago, still looking good. I really like the fact they kind of went with that whitewash look. It just brightens up the whole place in the court and just makes the uniforms pop. As it aged, it kind of got that kind of yellowish, orangish color with a dark inlay in the three-point line. It started to get a little difficult to differentiate, but as an official, would you say this is pretty well defined?
It's a gorgeous court. Gorgeous court.
Well, Raiders have the ball. Love will bring it up to the near side of your screen. She'll stop at the letters. No, she'll go in and penetrate even more. Schreiber, 3-ball, good! Mackenzie Matt Schreiber for 3. Raiders lead 24-7 and put on the and she was side by side with Patriot number 25, Blasius, and then just kind of found a new gear and just got in front of her enough to have her stop her dribble and pick up her pivot foot. This one's into Griswold. She'll bounce it out. Seyu Manutafu looks to go over the corner to Peterson. She was going to go back to Seyu Manutafu, but no, she shoots instead. And Marley Seyu Manutafu, the 6-foot 8th grader, goes to work on the boards and picks up 2 for the Raiders. Off of her hard work, another turnover. Schreiber over to Griswold. No foul called. And Raider bench wants a foul, but move on quickly. Peterson applied some soft pressure and looked like Harris bobbled the ball, but I think it was tipped away by Griswold. There's a push, and that's going to be an offensive foul, and it needs to be. And out of frustration, Harris slams the ball, and we're going to ask, the AD is going to be asked to come down. And it looks like that official was under the basket, so I wonder if they're going to address a student or maybe some of the language used under there. You never know, but Raider activity director and principal will go and address the students and monitor them there. Great to see him out on Jersey night, but something wasn't right there. Griswold with a great move inside. No hoop, but no harm, and there was a bump there. She has proven tonight that she's not afraid of contact. She's played through everything and just keeps grinding. So great to see for the Raiders. And now we're going to have a call here. No, is that going to be a timeout? So Coach Clark saw his player in trouble, called a timeout. We'll be right back to GoRaidersLive.com and Raider girls basketball after this 30-second.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We're back as the Patriots inbound the ball after the timeout. Schroyer will have it. She'll kick it back to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Love. Love picks the ball, gets it. She's going to push it ahead. Griswold on the run. Oh, a little too hard. She'll get it back out. Kicked out to Schreiber for 3. Off. Schreiber gets the rebound. Kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson back over to Love. And a foul on the Patriots, number 10, Ramsey Johnson. That'll be the team third on the Patriots. 2 team fouls on the Raiders. 2 more fouls on the Patriots, 3 on the Raiders before the bonus with 5:23 remaining in the first half. Again, want to shout out to the production crew for embedding the time clock into your screen so it's easy for you to follow along. Jacob, were you ever able to do a replay on the three-pointer? So good job. I didn't see it on the monitor. Great job by him. We have a foul again. 4 on the Patriots, 2 on the Raiders. So the Patriots only have 1 to give, Greg, and they're in the bonus. So as during this inbound, Greg, kind of talk us through as we can here how that change with the fouls has impacted the game, if it's make it have better flow, adjusted some things. Your perspective. I know we probably don't have stats on it. Great job again on the board by number 34, 8th grader, 6 foot forward for the Raiders, Marley Seyu Manutafa. And another ball tipped out of bounds. They're going to say off of the Raiders, go back to the Patriots, but nothing's been easy.
Yeah, you know what you're saying, Coach, about the fouls, shooting at 5 rather than at bonus at 7 and double bonus at 10. The college women have done that for years. I think that it's a good move. It gets them used to that kind of a flow, and it's not at the end of the game you just have tons of fouls being hammered just because you're trying to get the shot. So,
yeah, that was part of so many fouls at the end of, a half or a game or whatever, especially the end of the game when they're trying to manage possessions and get more possessions out of it. Now that takes that away a little bit, allow a little more flow of the game. And now we're going to have an illegal screen on the Patriots. Is that what you saw down there?
Yep, absolutely.
Kalani St. Andre, the sophomore, was called for that, and it's 30-7 for the Raiders, and they'll be back on the possession with 4:56 to go. Love now will go to the top of the key to run the offense. She'll drive in, she'll kick it back out, and they're going to say she didn't get the pass off before she traveled, and so that'll be a rare turnover committed by the Raiders as they've forced several, and they will see the halftime stats, but they're definitely up in that category as Thornton now with the ball. She'll take it in. Little step through. Tip ducked under and had again a nice layup opportunity. Just didn't get high enough on the glass. And now St. Andre goes against Peterson. What great defense.
Good defense.
Hands straight up. Held her defensive position. Didn't encroach on the offensive player at all and really challenged that shot. Great job there by the experienced senior. That time, number 20, Lexi Portlock, is in for the Raiders. She had a shot blocked. Coach Dannenbring working in some other players, getting some minutes. Off the fly, off the board from Johnson, and down the court to Schreiber. She's going to take it in. 2v1. No, stops. Thornton pops. It's short. But right there's Peterson. Peterson goes up. No foul. Blocked. She wants a foul. And Love is right there. She gets pushed out of bounds. And it's going to say out of bounds on the Raiders. There was a little contact there.
Check in for Douglas, number 25.
But the ball was out of bounds before the foul. So it'll go back over to the Patriots. And Blazier will put it into Blasius. Back to Blazier. Over to St. Andre. She'll flip one up to Schroyer. It's knocked away, and it goes off of the Raiders. And it must have been legit because Hallie Peterson did not make the motion of it hit off her or anything. So good job of being honest there. That gamesmanship a lot of times, as you know, Greg, they'll call for it, try to influence even though you've already made up your mind. Schroyer now gets it into, looked like a walk there. She got it into LaJoy, but maybe the Raider hand was on it. That's why they didn't call it. Anyway, the Patriots get two here. Schreiber goes up. She's denied. Portland goes up. It's off. And now the press gets set in again. And a jump there. Double team, but popped over to Schroyer. Up to Blazier. She'll go behind the back and break the, and it's a 10-second call.
10-second.
So even though the Raiders didn't cause a turnover, they caused a turnover because of how long it took some of those passes.
Raider basketball.
And all those little times matter with the lob passes taking time, and the count was on. And another turnover. Peterson is going to look to go into Love as she flashes down and comes back out. Raiders mainly going 5 out. And Schreiber off, but Peterson's right there, and she'll get an easy 2. Just great instincts to the hoop and followed in and was able to score that. Blazier now brings it up to the Patriots. Press came off for the Raiders that time. Blasius, she tries to go down. Thornton gets a hand on the ball. Portlock gets it up to Love. Love, open court. She finishes. Finley Love will net her 9th point of the game. Now in for the Patriots, Carly Hartley, Jr. Again,
Good
the
defense.
length of Thornton is just deceptive. Portlock, 2! And the Raider bench is excited for the reserve player, number 20, junior, 5'10 forward, Lexi Portlock. Gets in the book, Greg, and we're going to have a ball out of bounds. And yeah, what great defensive positioning and legal. And the length of number 2, the senior, Hayden Thornton, 5'9", but that length she has and just her timing just has caused a lot of fits. And she looks like a 6-foot player out there with that length. And great defense.
She got another one.
And again, that length and the height, and she's going to go 2v1, and they're going to call it before. Good call there. Right on it was the official, Royce Wurzer. He put in another gear to catch up to that breakaway, which is, just shows, the experience and good work of knowing when you have to exert that much and when you don't. But he definitely got himself into good position or he saw both Patriots collapse on Thornton. She'll go to the line for 2. The senior will look to score for the Raiders, and she does. Done so many things that may not end up on this sheet other than the turnovers, but wow, impressive for the Raiders. And she'll miss the second, but gets on the score channel, and we're going to have a timeout Raiders with 1:35. You're following Raider girls basketball on Go Raiders Live, subscription free. We'll be right back after this 30-second message from a sponsor.
Futures aren't made by accident. They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
Welcome.
We're back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium, opening night for the Raider girls basketball team. They're coming off a 2024-25 campaign where they went 17-7, placed 4th in the AA tournament, losing 2 seniors that were very important to the team. Brittany Jones, who ran the offense, kept everything in check, played great defense. And of course, the now Raiders, not only girls, but Raiders all-time leading scorer in Raider basketball history. And think about that, folks. There are 2 shadow boxes I'm looking right now on the west wall of Carroll Higher that were the former holders of that record, and that would be one Becky Hammond and one Eric Pykowski. So congrats again this year at Talia on that feat. She was also Rapid City High School Athlete of the Year and Miss Basketball of South Dakota. So the Raiders, even though they lost that scoring, have really put in a lot of good defense and balanced scoring. And another shot to the hole and a one, hoop and harm and one, as Peterson uses her length. And boy, what a quick first step there, Greg, that she showed us.
Strong move to the hoop. Strong
to the hoop. And a good finish. Tage Waddell now will check in for the Raiders, a 6'1 junior. And she'll replace Portlock, who had some nice minutes for the Raiders. Peterson try to cap off this three-pointer. Struggling at the free throw line tonight, but she'll get that down as the season goes. Swing pass over with their 5 out. They kick out to Thornton. She's going to heave one up. Good for 3! She's been just off on a few. And that time, Thornton again, and another steal, and she... Look to go low to Waddell. Will come cross over to Love. Love will set it back up, reset things. 25 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Waddell turns, tries to bucket it, and we're going to get a jump ball. Good hands there by LaJoy that time. If it wasn't a jump, it might have been a travel, but because they were tied up, does that kind of negate the travel then? Brett?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Both hands are, the ball was capped. It's automatic jump ball.
Again, a near steal, and yet Della stolen and kicked back out. Love, she'll take it, kick it out to Peterson. Schreiber on the floor. Thornton over to Love for three. Good! Love, 3 ball.
Seconds.
She has 12. To try to get in the right position.
Yep, absolutely. I'm sure Coach Dan and Bring will have a talk with her about that one.
Yeah, that's a teaching point, and I'm sure she already knows it, but LaJoy will convert with no time taken off the clock and put the Patriots to double digits, as they've had a lot of near misses on some shots as well. And LaJoy has had a nice night underneath for the Patriots, and a good looking free throw stroke for her. Last second shot. Oh, just off. Online, but just off. We'll be right back after this 30-second commercial to do a first half recap, and we'll be visited by Raider Activity Director Nick Carr.
Things were a little different back in 1979, but at McKee Ford, our approach to customer service hasn't changed. We're a family-owned and operated dealership with a commitment to respect and integrity. See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
At McKee Ford, we've got it. F-Series, Super Duty, Rangers, and Mavericks. All with up to $14,485 off MSRP.
See us on the Big Ford Corner or online at McKeeFord.com.
At Dakota Discount RV, our mission is to make your RV experience fun and easy by providing quality recreational vehicles, competitive pricing, and professional sales and service. We're proud to offer the finest names in RVs. Our big inventory of fifth wheels, travel trailers, and toy haulers allow us to save customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Come see us at either of our 2 locations, 3330 East Mall Drive, Rapid City, or 11200 JB Road, exit 48, Somerset.
Hey, Nick. Good.
Welcome back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium. At the half, the Patriots 11, the Raiders 45. We opened up this live stream with some information about the officials and the officials shortage and how that's trying to be addressed. And so with us now, Greg will visit with the Stevens Raiders Activity Director, Mr. Nick Karn, about his perspective on that. So we'll hand the headset over to Nick and we'll give it to Greg.
Welcome, Nick. From your perspective as an AD in a AA school, where do you think the officials are, and what can we do to get better?
Sure. Well, first of all, it's always a pleasure to have such great officials, and having this crew tonight just shows it. But it is a shortage that we're dealing with. We all know that. It's a tough job. I think people don't realize how much goes into it, how much training, time, and preparation goes into officiating. So really, it's just we're grateful, but we need more officials. And so if anybody is interested in out there, we can definitely use you. We're not going to throw you to the wolves and all that. We have a great crew, great assigners. They're going to train you and get you prepared, because it really gets back to our students, and that's what we're all here for, to give them a great experience. And so it really starts with our officiating, because we couldn't do it without them.
Absolutely. And what's your number one major concern that at any game venue that you have? What's the number one concern that you fight or are usually dealing with?
Well, it's probably the fans mostly, depending on where you're at. You know, it's an intense game no matter what sport you're playing. So people's emotions get high. So we're trying to help mitigate that, because the officials, again, are not perfect. they're going to make mistakes and they're going to make great calls. And so it's just kind of mitigating that, letting our parents, fans, students know that this is a game. They're not perfect, and just be patient and understanding. But whatever you're seeing, they're having to make quick decisions right on the spot and have a million things going through their minds. So we just ask people to be patient. And I would say we've done some great things, letting our parents know about sportsmanship, also our kids, and then just the common fan too. We do those sportsmanship messages before every game, not because we like it, it's because it's important. And so really then once we do that, we just got to hold people accountable and make sure that they're following that, because again, it's about the kids, and we want to make sure that it's a fun, interactive environment, and it will get intense. So
absolutely. Yeah. I think I remember back to the time when I was officiating. The saying was, we come out perfect, and then the fans and the coaches expect you to get better from that. So, like you said, we're all human. We make mistakes. It's easy to officiate from 50 feet away, especially when you don't have anything riding on that. So if somebody is interested and they contact you, you'll give them the information that they can contact one of us to get them involved.
Yeah, and what's really cool is at our yearly AD meeting for SDIAA, the state association's meeting, and our NSHS trainings, all that we have to do, we have programs to get you started, and we're looking for younger officials too. So we actually have a student program for high school students that we try to promote too. We get the students involved because we need officials, and if we can get them at this age, we can train them appropriately and get them out there. So it's good to have all the ADs across South Dakota get together and be vocal about it and be on the same page, because again, officials are human. You got to treat them right, make sure they got water. Whatever you can do, the small things to show that they're appreciated. We try to do that as much as possible, not just a quick message, but getting them something nice and saying, hey, we appreciate you being here.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Turn it back over to you.
Mr. Karn, I have a quick thought / question for you. Much like we're able to promote Stevens Sports Network, now that we are in contact with some of the officials that have retired or slowed down but are still involved, is there any way we could start something similar so Stevens students could get into officiating and have these officials be mentors as they officiate middle school games in the district, to try to do a partnership between the Officials Association and the district and Stevens High School students to get them going on this? Just a thought as we try to think of different ways to really implement, other than just talking about it. What are we going to do to change it?
Yeah, so definitely one thing that we want to do is have student leaders. That's something we promote at not just at Stevens but as a district, because honestly our kids surprise us how talented they are and how smart they are and capable they are. I think sometimes we have that issue of giving them that trust, but it's time to start giving them back that trust, because it gives them more ownership in their school, their community, and it also shows them, if they're athletes, how hard it is, so they have more of an understanding of how officials work. I would be all for working with any officials that are retired or have a lot of experience, having them be mentors and getting our Stevens, particularly Stevens students, out there at the middle schools. Some youth tournaments. We do a lot of youth tournaments. We have one that I can come to my mind for soccer, Blake Swanson. He's been doing a lot of work. I always see him at the Black Hills Rapids. So there's opportunities out there, and so one of the advantages of my job is that I see the students every day, and I can promote this at the school level and get them interested. And also, it's just an opportunity for them to have another job that helps pay for whatever they need to pay for.
And I know that Jason Olsen has tournaments all the time here, and he's using his players to officiate, and they get an eye-opening experience once they're officiating on the court.
Yeah, they certainly do, and there's so many opportunities like that, and it'd be great to see more of our students do that, and in some official capacity as well. I know wrestling's big on that too, so there's plenty of opportunities out there for you.
Perfect. Thank you
Awesome.
very much for showing
Thank you. Yep.
Well, thanks a lot to Activities Director Mr. Karn for giving of his time and coming up and giving us a great perspective and some great insight, and just letting us kind of know what they're trying to do at different levels to help address the officials situation, so that our kids don't have to sacrifice, for lack of better terms, opportunities to compete, to learn, to grow, to have fun, to be with their friends, have a good experience as a scholar athlete. And I just know I threw that idea out there on the spot, but with your involvement in the Officials Association, I'd like to discuss that further and see, I can just kind of envision a junior, senior high school going down to officiate a girls' or a boys' game. And if you or a Mike Kirkeby or a Larry Osborne or an official that people know, hey, they officiated for a long time, is instructing that person, maybe sometimes, they're shadowing and then they're training, they're going to understand what's going on, and hopefully parents dial in and go, hey, they're trying to teach this kid, and we better back off. Yeah, because that's kind of what Nick said. Was it just gets? Why would you want to do something that's not very fun?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And for these younger kids, there's no better part-time job. I mean, if they go into college and they work a youth basketball tournament, they can come home almost every weekend with $350. Every college student can use that kind of money. So awesome. That's something that's available.
Well, let's pursue that.
Absolutely.
As long as your crew is willing to, and if not, we won't. But just coming out of the halftime, the great conversation there for the Patriots. They were 33% from the field, 25% from the three-point line. They were 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, where Riley LaJoy made both. She leads. Douglas scores with 6. Patriots had 25 turnovers and 12 rebounds. For the Raiders, they had 22 steals. They turned the ball over 8 times, so they are plus 14 in that category. They had 24 rebounds, 16 of them offensive, shot 39%, and as we said, just like that, shot by Finley Love, just a little bit off the mark, where they're having good looks, going off the glass, and just it's either coming up a little short off the glass or it's rimming off. Just saw that there. So they're 39.5% from the field, 50% from the three-point line, which another one is up and just off there by Jessica Griswold. Good attempt, good look. Just rims out. Also for the Raiders, they were 44% from the charity stripe, and so I know Coach Dannenbring and his staff will look to improve that. Griswold did a great job by getting that pass back, and a three. Oh, in and out. Peterson there again, the length low for 3. Good! Feeling it. Feeling it. That'll give her 15 on the night. And again, staff will look to get the free throw line situated here as its first game. But the 16 offensive rebounds also, there's 6. The Patriots had none, and so that's, you're talking about almost 30 more opportunities, and that takes us to the score. And Douglas, at the Rapid City Sports Association meeting the other night, Coach Clark was gracious to attend and give the association members a sneak peek of his team, and he said they're young. They graduated a lot of seniors. They're young, don't have a lot of experience. They're not the tallest, but as they're showing here, they have not shown one sign of any give up, and their effort is still there. And he just said, early on, we got to use this as a time to really learn and and he also mentioned they're actually trying to increase the amount of AA opponents they have on their schedule, because he just said our players got to get to used to this level of play and play it more often. So all that off-season stuff looks a little different for them, which, you know, in all your years of following basketball in South Dakota, Greg, I'm sure you're like, yep, that's kind of the formula.
Absolutely. You know, and there is a difference at the AA level compared to the A level and B level. And granted, there's some good A schools out there that compete with almost any AA school. But in general, if you get better by playing better opponents, for sure.
So at the half, Finley Love led all scorers with 12, followed by Haley Falcon, who was hot from 3. And I didn't see that call. What did we have there, Greg?
We had a hold on a Patriot player on Seyu Metin Tafa.
Seyu Metin Tafa was fouled underneath.
I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, you'll get it. Falcon, quick 3. Just back iron. Boy, she has she's confident. She gets in that spot, and there is no hesitation.
Right.
And you got to love the fact that she has that confidence and freedom. And 3 coaches on the bench clapping instead of, oh no. So,
right.
What a great environment for it's okay to fail. Keep shooting. You're a good shooter. And when you're at 43%, I'm sure they're going to clap and say that.
Absolutely.
As that miss takes her right at, 3 out of 5. So over 50% for her still. And almost a steal by Griswold. Excuse me, just under 50%. That one, Troyer with a nice look, and again off the rim. Both teams just kind of not having that touch yet early season. Griswold been so close offensively, and a little floater pushed up. Almost didn't even jump, just kind of a soft kiss off the glass. Good touch and a good feel there for Peterson, who moves up her total to 8. And the Raiders will settle back into a half-court defense, And Griswold will knock that out of Schroyer's hand, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Patriots. Coming in will be Mackenzie Mack Schreiber and Hayden Thornton. Shout out and hopefully a quick recovery to junior guard Jersey Von Eye, who's not playing tonight, not suited up due to an injury. And also speedy recovery to junior Erica Goose Clough, who's not feeling well tonight. So I hope Godspeed to those 2 players. We'll hope to see those 2 Raiders back because they'll get some minutes.
Blazier for the Patriots just hit a 3.
Yep. And rebound and tosses it up and gets fouled. Almost went in. And just persistence there. Blazier just got caught a little wrong-footed and lost her balance and allowed Falcon to follow up and get her rebound. And she had a solid stroke last time from the line, and she'll continue. And she'll sink
Eliana Summers.
Another free throw. And now in for the Patriots, number 30, Ileana Summers, 5'6", junior guard forward for the Patriots. Falcon, junior guard, number 4 for the Raiders. And it's 51-14 now, Raiders. As good defense by Griswold, as Harris tried to take her off the dribble. A little floater in the lane by Johnson, and then on the rebound, Harris is going to get called, and she is not liking it. And did she get a technical there?
I think the crowd was asking for one, but I don't think the officials had the same idea.
She was animated. I just don't know if she did anything to warrant it, but you're right. The Crowd puts out one of the classic cheers heard in all levels of basketball, interscholastic anyway. A good spin move in the lane by the athletic senior guard for the Raiders, number 2, 5'9", Hayden Thornton. Just a nice back down and spin move. Very smooth, Greg, on that one.
Yeah, she was a picture perfect.
Yeah. Little runner. Oh, just bounces out. Good look by Schroyer. Strong rebound by Seyu Manatafu. Falcon went down to Schreiber. Schreiber had to kick it out. Griswold off of the iron, not there. A nice pass to Falcon. What a great vision by Thornton. Could have went up in traffic, but saw Falcon make the basket cut and just bounce pass and an easy 2 for Falcon. And we have an injured Patriot, it looks like. Harris is limping off. Number 24, the senior, Olivia Harris, is limping off, and let's hope she's okay. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. Raiders 55. The Patriots 14. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Z Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Z Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Welcome back.
We're back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium and Raiders girls basketball, their home opener against the Douglas Patriots. If you wondered why the clock didn't stop at a 30-point difference, it's a running clock, so we'll continue to have that as the Raiders will open the fourth quarter. The final stanza here with the ball. Thornton takes it down low. Hayden had a good last year, changed her number from 12 to 2, so it took me a second to dial that in, but last year she averaged 5.4 points, 1.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.1 steals. In the steals category, she's had a lot more than that tonight. Also out on the floor for the Raiders is number 5, Mackenzie Schreiber. She had 4.9 points last year, 1.4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal she averaged per game. A nice little take there by the Patriots, number 10, Ramsey Johnson. Just can't get it to fall. Goes out of bounds off the Raiders. Patriots will keep possession. Also on the floor right now for the Raiders is number 22, Jessa Griswold. Great guard for the Raiders. She averaged last year 4 points, 2.4 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 1.4 steals. Seyu Manatafa comes down with the rebound, and she's going to dribble it up the court, find Falcon, and Falcon was guarded there by Summers, and I think she was thinking land and shoot, but ball got slipped away. Turnover on the Raiders. It'll go back to the Patriots. Some more stats from last year on the floor. I think we already noted that Haley Falcon shot 43% from threes, one of the best averages in the state of South Dakota. Schreiber off the turnover and the take. A little instant offense there for the Raiders and Mackenzie Mack Schreiber. And Schreiber will move up to 7 for the game. Getting back to Haley Falcon. She had 5.6 points average last year, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal for the Raiders. And also for the Raiders, Finley Love, who's taking a little break with that little tweak in her foot. She averaged 6.8 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 2.2 steals, and always matched up against the opposing team's best guard. And again, this is looking to see a lot more balanced scoring as, you know, the Raiders, part of their game plan in the last couple of years, Greg, was to go to the all-time leading scorer in Talia Porter, which is a good strategy, right?
Absolutely.
She's very savvy and crafty under the basket and earned a lot of fouls, you know, with her strength. And so now the Raiders look to spread the wealth here this year.
Yeah, it's always nice to see other players step up and take that role.
And it's nice to see them embrace the other role when they know they have a steady, consistent, strong scorer.
Absolutely.
Hallie Peterson last year averaged 4.4 points, 3.4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.8 steals per game. And those are great numbers, especially in the rebound, assist, and steals category. And she had a lot of minutes to do it in, but boy, she was just a solid all-around player. And again, the trio of Griswold, Hallie Peterson, and Mackenzie Mack Schreiber are going to Mount Marty as more offense on turnovers. Haley Falcon will settle for 2 this time as she has a nice layup off of the break. And another steal by Falcon. She'll get it to Seyu Manatafa. She'll dribble down. She'll take it all the way. Scoop layup and in! Good finishing footwork by the 8th grader, Marley Seyu Manutafa. And the Raiders lead 61-14. And good for the Patriots. Good looking basket there by St. Andre. Kalani St. Andre will score for the Patriots. We'll be right back to Raider Girls basketball action. You're following Raider Girls subscription free on GoRaidersLive.com.
Melissa Christensen with Engel & Volkers is a trusted real estate advisor in the Black Hills. She brings precision, dedication, and clear communication to every transaction. Melissa focuses on service, not sales, always putting her clients first. She's also passionate about supporting local youth activities, helping to strengthen communities and build a brighter future for our kids. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Melissa is here to guide you every step of the way. Stop in or call Melissa Christensen with Engel & Volkers today.
Welcome back to Raider Girls Basketball, Carroll Higher Gymnasium. The home opener for the Raiders. And now they'll make some substitutions. In is number 24, a 5'5" junior guard, Emmy DeBoer. Checking in, along with checking back in is number 33, junior Tage Waddell for the Raiders. Seyu Manatafa at the point now. She'll hand off to DeBoer. DeBoer goes in for a left-handed layup. Goes off the glass and coming down to earn a jump. With the appreciation from the Student Crown Jersey Night was Tage Waddell, but it will be possession arrow to the Patriots. And Harris is back in the game. Good to see she's back in. And we'll get a little push here on Waddell as Kalani St. Andre, the 5'7" sophomore for the Patriots, she's a gritty player. She's tough. She has to back down from one Raider defender and drew the foul there. This time, step back three for Blazier. Little short. And a little bump there now by Blazier. And what great sportsmanship there, Greg. Right to the player knowing she bumped her and helps up Emmy DeBoer. Gotta love to see that as an official.
Absolutely, it helps us out tremendously.
They're doing your part of your job for
Absolutely.
you because they're doing their job, right? That's just great. Portlock back in the game for the Raiders, and we're going to get a call and a legal screen on Waddell, and I think that's going to be her third right out of the take in there. 14 foul on the Raiders. They picked up a few quick ones here, and that is 3 on Tage Waddell. And Portlock gets taken to the rack, and that time Waddell denies. St. Andre, long 3 from Harris. It's off. She'll follow her shot and get the rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Seyu Manatafa, who is in good position. But as they say, as soon as your hands go into that player, even if you're going for the ball, it's probably going to get called a lot of times, not?
Yep, absolutely.
And it was pretty clear from our vantage point we're sitting at. She was perfectly perpendicular to us, and she was up straight up, and when you saw the hands go in, you heard the whistle. And Harris will roll that one in for the Patriots. Although she's done a lot of work, I believe that might be her first point. She's had a lot of close calls there for the Patriots. Seen a lot of minutes. With the running clock, we're at 1:21. And she makes the second. And we will have a buzzer, but the clock will continue to run on this inbound. It does stop on free throws?
It does stop on free throws.
Okay. So we're learning a lot here. And Belkin will bring it up. Little hop step in her dribble, but continue to DeBoer to Portlock. Portlock goes in, tries to get it to Waddell, but we're going to get a foul on Patriot number 30, I believe that is. No, that's, can't see that number from
42.
42, not listed on our varsity roster, so Patriot number 42 with the foul. Seyu Manatafa with the quick turn. Blocked, partially blocked by number 32. Madeline Melton, the junior. Seyu Manatafa got on her back, but good recovery and just a quick spring up denied Marley, but on the rebound, Tage Waddell is fouled and she'll go to the line, try to get on the scoreboard. And that one's a little off for Tage. Physical player. She's come in and hasn't been afraid to play physical with good size. And that one's off the glass.
Still counts.
Hey, Tage will take any withdrawal from the bank she can, and the Raiders 62, Patriots 18. She's in the score column, and good reward for her hard work underneath. Patriot, good pass to number 13, denied by Waddell. She gets a pass up to Seyu Manatafa, and St. Andrew with that hustle and grit pops it, knocks it out of bounds. That was Carly Hartley that was denied by Tage Waddell.
May or may not get the ball in before the time expires.
And that's going to be the end of this one. Where your final, Patriots 18, Raiders 62. We'll be back here after a few words to recap. Before we go, though, the Patriots will move to 0-1 on the season, and they're back in action on Saturday, December 13th. Well, they will travel to Rapid City Christian to take on the Comets, who look to be pretty tough again this year for the Rapid City Christian Comets and Coach Kiefer. The Raiders improved to 1-0, and they're next back on the court on December 12th, Friday, December 12th at Pier. And then Saturday, December 13th at a very good Aberdeen Central High School team. As a matter of fact, Coach Dannenbring, after O'Gorman and Brandon Valley and Stevens, has Aberdeen Central right up in there. And two of his top players in the state are from Aberdeen Central in Lauren Burkhart and Hermanson. So the Raiders will look to go on the road and hopefully come out with the win. And we will have the boys that weekend. The boys home opener, Friday against Pierre at 7 o'clock for the varsity, and Saturday against Aberdeen Central at 1 p.m. We'll be right back after this 1 minute of commercials to bring you the game recap.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Welcome back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium, as we just brought you the Raider girls basketball home opener, where they were victorious 62-18 over the Douglas Patriots. And visiting with Coach Dannenbring before the game, some of the team goals that the Raiders have. Obviously, they want to make another return trip to the state tournament and vie for a chance at a state title. But the short-term goals and game-to-game goals are to score 60 points and give up 40. And asking him about the team dynamic, he just said it's a really unselfish team, which we saw tonight. And when they're moving the ball well, they are a challenge to defend. And defensively, he just, we're gonna press and use our athleticism and quickness. And if they can hang in there in the rebound column and stay healthy, he thinks they'll have a good outlook. So that's kind of their team dynamic and team goal. And offensively, as you saw tonight, they ran a lot of 5-out. When the 8th grader Marley Sayu Manitofa's in there, he said they'll mix in some 4-out, 1-in, and off of her post play maybe do some dribble drive off some of the handoffs. And obviously on defense, we talked about the full court man-to-man pressure. Didn't see a lot of the diamond press, but we did see some of the good old run and jump that he noted this year. We were looking for the game-ending stats. They seem to be taking a minute here, so once again, just a reminder here, we like to thank our production team of Hadley and Jacob. I'd also like to thank Greg Schumacher for coming on and doing a great job, giving us some really good insight and information about not only basketball officials, but sports officials in general. I'd like to thank again Tanya Nelson, 2024 Volleyball Official of the Year, for her insight on the state of the volleyball officials out here West River in the Black Hills area, and also for her just doing a nice job of articulating thanks on behalf of the officials that hold down a full-time job or career, and their employers work with them to be able to travel across our area and officiate high school athletic education-based contests. So great job there for all those. Again, if you're interested in becoming an official, you can contact your local high school's activities office. You can go on to the South Dakota High School Activities Association website, and under the officials tab, you can click on that, and there's a how to get started or how to express your interest on that. Also, we hope to have coming soon ways that you can scan a QR code right off of our live stream to be able to make some direct contact with members of the Black Hills Sports Officials Association to get you started. One sport that we didn't talk a lot about with the officials that's also going on is wrestling, and upcoming here on the live ticket will be the big Rapid City invite with the duels on Thursday, 12-11, and then the tournament being on Friday 12-12 and Saturday 12-13. And so that would be another opportunity if you're interested in officiating wrestling to come to that event and let people know, or again, to use those avenues to check that out. And also, Greg mentioned, if you want to throw a comment in the chat, hey, I'm interested, we'll reply with an email or some sort of contact that you can look into, get yourself started in that great service to sports and to these student athletes here. Well, it looks like they're running stats as we're on the way, and so they're coming here. So we'll take another short break, and we'll be right back with the game stats. You're following Raider Girls Basketball on GoRaidersLive.com.
Diamond Roofing is your trusted roofing contractor in Rapid City and the surrounding Black Hills area. With over 40 years of experience, they specialize in residential and commercial roofing, as well as siding, windows, and gutter installation. They also collaborate with general contractors to install roofs on new home construction. Diamond Roofing offers customized solutions that fit both your needs and your budget. Call 605-720-7663 for a quote, or visit diamondroofingcorp.com today.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Welcome back
to GoRaidersLive.com. And as we are waiting for the stats to be printed, there was a little tech issue. We're going to talk to one of the Stevens Sports Network students, Adley, tonight, and just ask her a little bit about Stevens Sports Network. Welcome, Adley.
Hello.
Adley, how did you hear about Stevens Sports Network?
Through my yearbook class.
Okay, so obviously I know Mr. Korn was working with some of the staff to recruit some students. And how many different events have you done, Adley, or different activities?
I've done all the way from soccer all the way to basketball. So I've done basically everything you possibly could.
Soccer, volleyball, football,
gymnastics.
Perfect. And as far as productions for Live Ticket and Sports Network, you've done football and basketball. Did you do any soccer?
I did do soccer,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. That's what I thought. And what are some of the things that you're learning, or some of the things you like about this opportunity?
I've definitely learned a lot. It's just something I especially want to do as I grow older. It's a big opportunity for me. I can put it on my college resume and stuff. I really, really like doing this and the aspect of sports as a whole. So I just like being here.
And to have it as, a little side part-time job doesn't hurt, to get you something a little bit back for your time. Awesome. Well, thank you, Adley. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate your time, and we hope to keep seeing you guys at these events. And what grade are you?
I'm a junior.
Oh, so we're going to see you again next year. And hopefully you'll have the headset on more and you'll take over for me. Sound good? All right, Adley, we got a deal. You heard it here on GoRaidersLive.com. Adley's going to sign out. We'll get Greg back on, and we'll recap this game real quick. Thank you for your patience and staying with us tonight. Adley and Jacob did a great job tonight, and Jacob learned how to do instant replay, and so he was probably running instant replay throughout the night. So, again, thank you there. Well, Greg, as we look at the stat line, it's, really kind of what we talked about during the live stream with, the number of steals and the number of turnovers and the number of offensive rebound disparity that really kind of set it all for the night there.
Yeah, it certainly helps when you get additional opportunities at the hoop to score. And it looks like the Raiders had ample second chance opportunities. So,
yeah, and shooting-wise, they really stayed pretty consistent, 38, almost 39% from the field. Went a little bit down, but still pretty good. If you're 40% from the three-point line, that's a good night. And, again, they were 46% from the free throw line, which I'm sure the coaches are going to want to shore up there a little bit. For the Patriots tonight, contributing scoring was Schroyer. Blazier with that nice three with 5 points was Olivia Harris. Leading the Patriots was LaJoy with 6. And St. Andre had that nice basket there towards the end to give them their total. And for the Raiders, we talked about they're going to need to spread it out, have a little more balanced scoring, and then go to the hot hand, which I thought they did. And so contributing for the Raiders, who had some, near misses and some tough attempts under the basket, and she'll make those as we get down the road here. But Hayden Thornton, number 2, 6 points, but her 3 steals and 5 assists, they stood out to us, and her defense presence there in that press was really good. Schreiber scored 7. Max Schreiber did a nice job there, and scoring 15 was Finley Love, who just had just overall had a nice game. Griswold 2 points, and again she had some of those near misses and just missed a couple threes. Peterson came alive in that second half with 8, and 43% from 3-point line is going to get you 15 points, and that's what Haley Falcon did. And then rounding it out for the Raiders was Lexi Portlock with 2. Tage Waddell towards the end got on the board, and then Marley Seyumanutafa had 6, and I think we would have saw more of her if it wasn't for that early cut or whatever, the blood injury that she had to deal with that didn't allow her some of those minutes. And some of this came also with the running clock in the second half, which, I thought Coach Dannenbring and his crew did a good job of getting some other players in, and, they took off the press and they released some of that and tried to just, play it out straight up, which you always like to see that. Any other things you can add from the stat line or anything you want to add before we sign off here tonight, Greg?
The one thing that I noticed is that it's early in the season. You can tell from watching the girls, their legs are getting tired towards the third and fourth quarter, and shots aren't going in, but they're continuing to work hard. And I think that as the season goes along, they're going to get stronger and faster. And maybe Paul Hendry, the head track coach here at Stevens, should be here watching for some sprinters here because this looked like a track meet tonight. So, if the Raiders keep the pressure on and keep doing what they're doing, I think they have a great move going forward into their journey to get to the state tournament again.
Yeah, you bet. I couldn't agree more, and I think that is a great way to sum it up and assess what was going on tonight. So the Patriots, again, moved to 0-1 and will take on the Rapid City Christian Comets out at Hart Ranch Resort on Saturday, the 13th. And the Raiders improved to 1-0, and they go on a weekend trip. Friday they'll be at Pierre, and Saturday at Aberdeen Central. And again, we will bring you the boys' versions of those contests on Friday night. We'll be right here at 7 p.m. for the varsity game against Pierre. That'll be the home opener for first-year Raider head coach Brandon Yellowrobe. And then the next afternoon, they will take on the Aberdeen Central High School Golden Eagles at 1 p.m. That'll do it for us. Thank you for following Raiders Athletics subscription free on GoRaidersLive.com, Live Ticket TV. We'll see you next time.